video is sponsored by Supply Handlers. After what was a really good season for the club, Arsenal have decided that they are not resting on their laurels at all. The club has decided to strengthen its squad this summer as they want to strengthen their hold on the Premier League and also return to conquer the Champions League. In order to do that, they have gone in pursuit of a certain 24-year-old winger from Club Brugge, and in this video today, we'll be telling you who he is and why Arsenal want him. This is why Arsenal want Christos Tzolis. First of all, it is no secret that Arsenal's weakest position is the left wing. Through the years, they have been able to strengthen their defense, midfield and other positions in the attack, but the left wing has not really got so much love. Well, it appears that its time has finally come. Shout out to Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard, but there's certainly so much room for improvement on the left-hand side of Arsenal's attack, and that is one of the reasons why the club has started their recruitment on that side of the pitch. But why Christos Tzolis? Who even is this kid? Well, he is a Greek winger who actually has experience playing in the Premier League, as he was on the books of Norwich City between 2021 and 2024. In fact, on his Norwich debut, he put up a man of the match performance, scoring 2 goals and assisting 2 more as the Canaries cruised to a 6-0 victory over Bournemouth in an EFL Cup third-round game. But sadly, Norwich was unable to stay in the Premier League that season, and after they got relegated, Tzolis moved out on loan to Twente and then Fortuna Düsseldorf, before then signing with Club Brugge on a permanent transfer in 2024. So before we even go further, you can already see why Arsenal fancy him. He knows what the Premier League feels like, he's familiar with the culture, the fans and the style over there, so adjusting won't be so hard for him. He may not have had the greatest of seasons playing for the worst side in the division that year, but that familiarity and experience surely gives him a slight edge over his peers. But of course, all of that is not enough. The club doesn't just want familiarity, they want real quality up front. And well, guess what? That's exactly what Tzolis guarantees. You see, after he moved to Club Brugge, he absolutely blew up. In his first season in Belgium, he was directly involved in 37 goals in 56 appearances, even setting up goals in big Champions League games against Sporting Lisbon, Atalanta and Aston Villa. That was such a good debut season for a 23-year-old, but his sophomore year was even better. In his second season for Bruges, Tzolis improved even more. He was directly involved in 51 goals in 52 appearances, which meant that he averaged 1 goal involvement in pretty much every game. It was absolutely insane. To further break down those numbers, he scored 22 goals and provided 29 assists, showing how balanced his game is. He can both score and create at a very high level, and these are the traits you want from a winger at a top club like Arsenal. Tzolis helped Club Brugge win the Belgian Pro League once again after they missed out in 2025, and he was the most outstanding player in the entire campaign, finishing as the league's second top scorer and top assist provider. But you know what makes it even better? He is a very clutch player. Why do we say so? We'll talk about that in a second, but if you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, now is a good time to go do that so you never miss out on our amazing content.
Hey fam, this is your chance to build the jersey collection you've been waiting for. The Goal 90 bundle deal is live. Buy 2 jerseys and get 10% off. Buy 3 and get 15% off. Buy 4 and get a massive 25% off. Club kits, country kits, retro classics, pick your favourites and save big. And yes, every order comes with free worldwide shipping. The deal runs only until the end of May. Goal 90 bundle deal. Buy more, save more. Shop now at Goal 90 Shop.
Done? Okay, now back to the video and why we say Tzolis is very clutch. You see, the Belgian league is divided into 2 parts, the regular season and the Champions playoffs. For Premier League fans, you could say that the playoffs is like the run-in. You know, it's in that stretch of games that the champion is determined, and that's usually when you want your best players entering beast mode. Now Tzolis, that's exactly what he did for Brugge this season. He entered into beast mode in the run-in. In 10 playoff games, this dude contributed to 18 goals. He scored 8 and assisted 10 goals, helping Club Brugge secure the title. In that 10-game run, he scored or assisted in every single game. He was on a completely different level. And against the big boys, that's when he was most alive. He was involved in 5 goals against reigning champions USG, 5 against Anderlecht, and 3 against Genk. He was just so unstoppable that he was named the Belgian Professional Footballer of the Year. But hey, we're sure some pessimists are saying that it is just the Belgian league. Any decent player can shine there. But well, Tzolis also did show up against the big boys in the UEFA Champions League. First of all, he was directly involved in 5 goals in 4 qualifying games to help Club Brugge get into the Champions League proper. and when the big stage came, he didn't hide. This dude was involved in goals against Atlanta, Atleti, and the mighty Barcelona. He was able to help Club Brugge take points from AS Monaco, Marseille, Atleti, and Barcelona. That was no small feat at all. Now, while all of this sounds very good, one thing we're sure really made Arsenal so interested in this guy is because they got to watch him up close, and it appears that they did see a lot of potential in him. Tzolis played 90 minutes when Club Brugge hosted Arsenal in the league phase of the Champions League, and that must have been something of an audition. And well, considering they're now going after him, it appears that he passed. Obviously, it was a very difficult game for Tzolis, but to be fair, Arsenal is a difficult game for any attacker in the world. However, he still managed to create 2 chances and make 2 attempts on goal. But perhaps what really caught the eye was his relentlessness. Tzolis never stopped even when his team looked beaten. He made 19 sprints in that game, covered about 11 kilometers, and reached a top speed of 32.4 kilometers per hour. For context, Noni Madueke, who had a great game that day by the way, made 12 sprints, covered 8.9 kilometers, and hit a top speed of 32 kilometers per hour. Obviously, Noni did score 2 goals in that game, but when you look at the difference in conditions in their different teams, you can just see how much value a player like Tzolis can bring when he's in a better system, surrounded by better players and guided by a better coach. He just has that hunger and passion that you want from your players. Now, another very important aspect of all of this is that the acquisition of Tzolis does not stop Arsenal's ambitions one bit. They are still interested in the big boys like Morgan Rogers, Junior Krupi, and Bradley Barcola, and signing the Greek winger won't stop the club from chasing those players. So in a way, you could say that Tzolis is coming in as a squad player, not as a main man. What this means is that bringing a player like this will allow Arsenal to sell a couple players to raise money to bring in the top guys who they actually want. We expect that guys like Gabriel Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli will be sold this summer, and having Tzolis come in early makes the club more confident to do those sales. Also, if they have Tzolis in the squad, it makes them a little less desperate and gives them more leverage in negotiations when they're trying to sign the big boys. This really does sound like a win-win for everyone involved. Reports say that Tzolis is expected to cost just about £35 million, which in the current market is surely very reasonable for a 24-year-old attacker who's coming off a really good season where he was directly involved in 51 goals, helped his team win the league, and was named Player of the Season. It is an amount Arsenal can easily afford and will be willing to pay for a player like that. And on the flip side, that also would be a great amount for Club Brugge, who paid just about £5 million to get him 2 years ago. To turn a profit of almost £30 million in 2 years after already getting a league title from the player sounds like incredible business, and we don't see why they would turn it down. So like we said, win-win. Anyway, we now want to hear from you guys. What do you think about this whole deal? Is Christos Tzolis a guy Arsenal should be going for, or do you think they'll be better off just keeping Martinelli as a backup and going straight for the big hitters? How well do you think Tzolis will perform in an Arsenal shirt? Get in the comments and talk to us. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye!